Hi, everybody. So sorry I am late. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Listen, the coffee needed to be right. Okay. It needed to be right. We live now. Let me tell the people that we're live now. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What are you guys doing here so far? Thank you guys for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Welcome everybody. Listen, we got some situationships that we have to talk about today and this morning or afternoon. I think it's afternoon. Pretty sure it's afternoon. Now, let me start by saying I did not know. I don't know who created this, but we live now. Okay, letting the people know we're live. Shout out to everybody from the Discord. I did not know that there was this like national text your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend day. Did y'all know that that was like actually a thing? Like there is a calendar date for this. I just posted this on the community wall, right? There is this text your ex day 2025 and it happens to be today. Personally, I would advise against that. Why would you text your ex? I think that that's a horrible thing to do. You know, I'm letting y'all know. Why would you text your ex? I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. That's right. Ooh, sorry. I'm not doing that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm that kind of girl that's like, you know, I believe in necessary endings, right? Like when there is a necessary ending, I don't go back to revisit an ending that I've already ended. Like there is no trilogy or sequel to the first part for me when it comes to something like that. But I don't know, y'all to each his own. They're an X for a reason. That's right. So when I saw that, I said, "You have got to be hitting. You're kidding, right?" And it's truly it is. Text your ex day. Thank you, Night Charm. Shout out to you. Listen, I don't know. Did y'all please don't, just be careful if you do that. I think it's crazy to do that. And if you receive a text from an ex, I wouldn't even engage or respond. You know, they're an ex for a reason. Keep that in mind. But thought I'd start with that piece of information because I didn't know that that was a thing. You said I have never stayed friends with ex. They introduced me to my current partner. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. You said I'm good. Just like I'm good. I'm good. No. Right? Dr. Edward, thank you for becoming a member. Shout out to you, Dr. Edward. Block them forever. Yes. I agree. I concur. All right, guys, we're going to get started. Let the people get in here. We definitely got some stuff to talk about. I want us to talk about, we're going to talk about BRINK lady. Put one in the chat if you guys remember the BRINK lady. If you don't remember her, that is absolutely fine. But put one in the chat if you remember a woman by the name of Roda Osman. Okay, I believe she's from Texas. Roda Osman was a woman who went viral, I want to say almost 2 years ago now. She alleged that a man hit her face with a brick. Now, it took me a minute to find the actual video. She went viral, okay? And she did this video. And apparently she was collecting like GoFundMe and all this other stuff. It turns out that this was all a fake, a fraud, and a phony, that this never actually happened. Not from what was investigated and captured by law enforcement. So she was charged with fraud and other things. She has been sentenced like 90 days in jail, 10 years off of social media, which I was like, damn, that's a long time, especially if your job is social media. But this woman came online and alleged that she had been hit with a brick. Let's get into this. This is there's a little bit of an intro and then it gets to the viral video that went viral a couple of years ago. Let's go.
I don't condone violence, especially against women. But you have to get in here and watch this video. This is a must-see. This woman is the prime example of why so-called black men stay at bay when these type of women get out in the world and wild out, but then look for your protection.
Listen, his opinions are not mine. I'm just giving. I want to get to the part where she said what she said virally, because this video is not like, you can't really find it anymore. So I want to get to this video.
Watch the way she carries herself. She conducts herself. Man, this is crazy. Wake up.
She protected her brain with her face amount.
Every black woman is kissing another black woman because we are the innate protectors and the providers. We protect societies, we protect communities with our intellectual property, with our lived experiences, with our breast milk, with our bodies. We're the ones.
Y'all see that?
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a fuck. Yeah, this man hit me, fucking grabbed a rock, and it hit me in my fucking face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just fucking watch.
Goddamn right they ain't protected. Go get a man.
Y'all see that shit? Y'all see that shit? What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man and fucking do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face? Man, fuck all y'all niggas. Have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this?
She had slapped him. I don't know what happened here that her face got this swollen. She is alleging that she was hit with a brick or a rock or something. Now, it turns out that that wasn't even the case based off of what was found out. But she was the aggressor first. That's what they're saying.
Never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why this man got a brick on my face?" And he's holding a brick, and all these niggas is watching, and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face, and then they're all just watching, and they let that nigga get in a car.
The swelling.
How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women?
I was one of the guys who was there that did not help her when she was getting hit with the brick, right? I feel like people need to know the whole story before they start commenting and say things they don't understand or they don't know. You guys don't even remember who you guys are trying to defend, who you guys are trying to speak up for. This is the same woman that was going around smacking white people in the streets. She's not innocent. She was actually taunting the guy to hit her. Why would I go defend somebody that's actually looking for trouble? This woman, she is literally a troublemaker. Everybody that knows her in our community knows she's a troublemaker. I'm not going to risk my life over somebody that's actually out there looking for trouble. If you go on social media, online, you're going to see some of her antic videos, taunting people, looking for a reaction. Well, she got what she been looking for, and you guys are giving her the attention that she was actually seeking for. I don't regret not standing up for her. If you look at some of the videos, I was there. I don't regret nothing whatsoever. I don't regret standing up for her. I'm not saying she deserved it. I'm not saying that any men have a right to hit a woman, especially with a brick. Nobody deserves that. But at the end of the day, there's more to the story. She's not as innocent as she's trying to portray herself to be. She wants attention. She's an attention-seeker woman. She's trying to go viral, and you guys have given her what she wanted. Yes, she did get hit by a brick. Yes, I saw it. Yes, I was standing by doing nothing. And
she did get hit by a brick. Yes, I saw it. Okay.
If that shit happened again in the same circumstances, I will watch. Because she's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be. She was taunting the guy. She was calling him all type of names. She was degrading him to a point where he resulted in picking up a brick and hitting him. I don't condone that type of behavior, but once again, she's not as innocent as she portrays herself to be. I literally, I remember a while back, she's posting videos going around in public, literally smacking old white people in the face. For what?
Yeah.
And now you get hit by a brick, and now you want to cry wolf? And I don't care. You wanted trouble, you got trouble. That's why I'll still buy and watch. So don't, oh man, that whole situation got me upset.
Stay woke.
Okay, so let's go to what happened here. Oh man. This was, I think, reported, I want to say a year ago, right? Brick Lady investigation. Roda Osman post bond after turning herself in. Now, why did she have to turn herself in? What happened exactly? Well, it looks like she might have had a series of things where she kind of concocted the situation just so she can go viral. It is not the first time that she had done something like this. And it's gotten to a point where now she's been convicted and sentenced. This is what broke yesterday. Let's get into this.
Up late with us, we have a great program for you tonight. Don't go anywhere, and we want to thank
right
all of our
to the source.
Quite the scandal. Her real name is Roda Osman. You're looking at her there. You may remember that plea on social media. You may remember when we covered her story last September. Brigitte, you and I were duped too. Yep. We fell for it like a damn fool. She claimed a man threw a brick at her because she wouldn't give him her phone number. But investigators say the attack never happened. Osman has been charged with theft by deception. According to court documents, she collected more than $40,000 through GoFundMe. Osman is out on bond and is scheduled to go to court on March 5th. Let's keep in mind these charges are just allegations at this point, and she has not been convicted. However, we ask, if the allegations are proven and are true in court, how could that impact victims of assault who come forward in the future? Joining us to talk about it, publicist Brigitte Holden, attorney Ricky Hernandez, and Factor digital producer Aji Borderan. Glad to have you here on the Factor Room. Since Aji, you've been monitoring this for us on social media, and you brought to our attention she was in Jamaica.
Yeah, she was.
Tell us about that video she posted. How long ago did she post that video?
I want to say that was maybe about 3 to 5 days ago. So it was actually interesting because when she was supposed to turn in her, she actually agreed to turn her stuff into the police a few days ago, and she didn't show up. And that same day when she didn't show up, she posted a video talking about how much she had been through in the past year, and how she was reclaiming herself and trying to pour back into herself, and she was in Jamaica. And people were saying on social media, like, are you a fugitive? Like, because you're supposed to be at the police station. So it's just kind of, you know, it's really fishy when you have somebody who's raising, you know, $40,000+ you mentioned.
42 to be
42,000, had a $10,000 bond.
Yep.
And they're in Jamaica right before when they're supposed to be in at the police station. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff around this case that just didn't feel right from the jump, and even more so as we came into the last few days.
So we have the court documents for it as well. Not the court documents, but at least the police report. And I'm going to put it on our Discord here in a little bit once we get done here. But just so people are aware, but this is the update of the situation. I think it's important, right? Because every time there is a viral story, now I'm of that belief, right, that, you know, somebody goes on live or whatever, and you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Seeing her face and how swollen it was, and she looks like she's in pain, she looks like she's struggling, like I felt for her too, you know. But then as things started unveiling, you're like, well, do you do this on the regular? Is this like, I'm not gonna get a like what is this? You said she lies, she started GoFundMe, collects the money, disappears, and then does this all over again for people to forget. So there was like a track record of her pulling these kinds of viral social media stunts, right? First Liberty Podcast says we have two different stories. One where she was hit by a brick and one where she wasn't. It wasn't adding up. And that's why I think we need to, like, you know, keep an eye out for things like that. Hey, Float, how are you, my love? Hey, Belen, everybody coming through. James just gifted 10 memberships. Guys, put some hearts in the chat if you've been gifted. Thank you, James. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Everybody coming through, guys. Yeah, 40K. And people have been exposing her for quite some time and everything. I don't know, man. So she should have known the internet would find out. Well, at some point they were going to catch up to her, right? So here's the latest update to what is going on with Brick Lady. I think that she will forever be known as that.
With some late breaking news. Fox 26's Sherman DeSalle joining us live from the newsroom now with what's going on here. Sherman.
Yeah, so there's a few top stories that we're looking at. GoFundMe schemers found guilty tonight. Car crashes into a vet clinic in Montgomery County, and fire scorches land in Galveston Island. That's some of the top stories tonight. Let's start with that GoFundMe scheme story. Remember Roda Osman? We talked about her a few times for the last couple of years. In 2023, she was known as the Brick Lady online. She made claims that a man threw a brick at her head outside of a bar in West Houston because she didn't give him her phone number.
Well, she went on to collect $42,000 through a GoFundMe campaign she started after that. Well, a Harris County jury found her guilty of theft. She has to spend 90 days in jail, 10 years probation. She has to pay restitution, 10 years of no social media, which is
10 years of no social media, guys. Like, that is a lot for somebody who's been using. Let me go back a little bit. She's been sentenced, but 90 days in jail. That stood out to me. I said, okay, well, 90 years, but 10 years. And if she goes on social media, she will serve 10 years in prison immediately. That's what's like, she has to be offline because she's done this before.
10 years probation. She has to pay restitution, 10 years of no social media, which is big for her brand. All right, so let's go to the second story. In Montgomery County, a crazy car crash into a vet clinic. This was at the...
So there's that. Okay, what do y'all think? Let me go back a little bit for those that didn't hear it, because she's been sentenced now.
She didn't give him her phone number. Well, she went on to collect $42,000 through a GoFundMe campaign she started after that. Well, a Harris County jury found her guilty of theft. She has to spend 90 days in jail, 10 years probation. She has to pay restitution, 10 years of no social media, which is big.
10 years of no social media, right? And that's her brand. If you work on social media, that's going to be very rough, I would say.
Big for her brand. All right, so let's go to the second.
And it's not just 10 years off the internet. She can be off the internet. She just can't be on social media platforms. She can't be on the internet, right? Like she can't be on social media. She could probably get, like, I don't know if she needed to go on the internet to do something, but social media specifically, as in having an account, a TikTok, a YouTube, whatever that is. Yeah. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. What was her brand? I don't know. What was her brand? Viral stories? Going online and making up viral stories and catching up with the latest viral stories, I guess. That was her brand? Yeah, no. That's rough. I will say 10 years I wouldn't have expected, but that's what the people are saying. Okay. Yeah. Yes. What do y'all think? Is the brick okay? Lord have mercy. You said, I bet she's gonna see more ways sentences like, and I was thinking about this because I have never heard, unless it was like a child person, you know what I mean? Like a child person that's targeting children or seeking child material. I've never heard of anybody, unless it's that kind of a conviction. I've never heard anybody get that kind of conviction on like a fraud case or a deceiving type of situation, or like a GoFundMe. That would be a first that I've heard of that. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this situation, because this is when I heard that, I was like, well, damn. So then if she violates it, if she goes to online one time or has social media or TikTok, she's literally going to go to jail for 10 years. And I honestly think that they're going to hold her to it because of the amount and the fact that there has been a pattern of behavior from her. She's done this before. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're about to get into this. All right. So this other situation that's going viral for sure right now, it's the talk of the town. Okay. This is on the Barry Morphew case. Put a one in the chat if you know what the Barry Morphew case is. Barry and Susan Morphew. Susan, it's not Suzanne, it's Susan Morphew. Okay? Put a one in the chat if you know, and I can give you the really, really quick breakdown of this case. It is a very sad situation about a woman that went missing during, I want to say it was during the time that it was COVID, 2020 May. And the reason I remember this is because of, it was COVID time. Y'all remember that? Put it in the chat. If you don't, I'll give you a really quick little summary. Is it no Suzanne? It's Susan Morphew. Thank you. Thank you, Carly with an I. Shout out to you. So she goes missing after going for a bike ride, right? And it turns out that wasn't the case. Her husband initially was charged. Then, At some point, they dismissed the charges, and now the charges have been brought back again, okay, on a man named Barry Morphew, who the DA at the time, they were charging Barry Morphew. They had allegedly, at that time, I don't know how much evidence they had because they didn't have a body. Susan was missing. There was evidence of tranquilizers, and I'm just summarizing this whole thing up very quickly. She was talking to another person. They have 2 children together. Suddenly she goes missing during Mother's Day on a bike ride. Barry Morphew does this like really, cryptic, kind of creepy, come home to my wife type, to his wife video, like, we miss you, we want you safe, come home. And Barry Morphew is acting all kinds of weird, right? He was initially charged. Then those charges were dropped because of the DA at the time by the name of Linda Stanley. Linda Stanley has been disbarred for conduct, not only on the Barry Morphew case, but for other cases. So they did a review. They were like, oh my God, she's done this on this case and that on this case. Mistakes were made on various cases. And so when it came to Barry Morphew, she dropped the ball. This is the crazy part that's happening right now. So Barry Morphew is back and they're charging him. And so there was a hearing where there was a YouTuber big YouTuber here. I think everybody knows him by the name of JLR, Jonathan Lee Riches. Jonathan Lee Riches has a very interesting background. Y'all can check him out. However you feel about Jonathan JLR. Okay. I've had my opinions about him. I think a lot of people have had. In terms of his tactics, I'm not a fan, but hey, people are going to support who they want to support. That's what I've realized, right? You're going to support who you want to support regardless, right, of what that is or not. So something happened where I guess JLR did something in court. We'll get into that. And the judge basically has banned YouTubers from being at the Barry Morphew hearing. But here's the crazy part about this Barry Morphew case that people are not talking about. And I was like, I got to remind people because I talked about this 2 years ago. Linda Stanley, the DA at the time, was also leaking information to another bigger YouTuber, right? It was Profiling Evil. And Profiling Evil was actually naming all these docs. This is the reason, one of the reasons why she was disbarred is because of the stuff that she was leaking to YouTubers, right? So for me, even though I'm all for, freedom of information, trust me when I say I want there to be transparency in the courts. When people do ish like this, you do have to kind of wonder, like there has to be a measure in this. I also feel like that some YouTubers, because we are able to go to court, there needs to be a middle ground, right? Where as long as we're abiding by the court orders and we're professional and people are professional in this field, why should people from social media be banned from attending these court hearings? I'm kind of like at this point. At the same time, there needs to be justice for Suzanne Morphew. Like this has been a thing that has been happening for many years where people have like just taking it upon themselves to do the most in cases. And I get it. We have to be very careful, right? Justice should be in the forefront of everyone, right? So yesterday it broke, and this is through the Colorado Freedom of Information Act coalition, the FOIA. They have a coalition. I had no idea there was a coalition for this. But it goes, law-breaking YouTubers prompt judge to shut down live streaming in Barry Morphew case. So a Colorado judge this week stopped live streaming of court proceedings in high-profile murder case against Barry Morphew after at least 2 YouTube accounts violated state laws that prohibited the recording and rebroadcasting of the court's videos. Okay. In a Monday order, the 12th Judicial District Chief Judge Amanda Hopkins shut off. Hold up, y'all. All right. Shut off. What did I say? Hold up. Shut off virtual public access to the proceedings on the grounds that doing so was necessary to preserve Morphew's rights amid an unbelievable amount of local, state, and national, international attention. This case has received a lot of attention for so many reasons. It's a very sad case, right? I've talked about this case before. but it's received a lot of attention. And I mean, it's been featured on Dateline, 48 Hours. The daughters that both of them is shared together. They've done interviews supporting their dad. They look like they're brainwashed, quite honestly. It's a very sad situation. So Morphew is charged with first-degree murder in the death of Suzanne Morphew. Thank you. It was Suzanne, not Susan. Suzanne. I always, like, when it comes to the name Susan, I always kind of mess it up. So my apologies. Suzanne Morphew, 49, who disappeared from the family's Chaffee County home in 2020, was found buried in a shallow grave near Moffett in 2023. Her body they were looking for, if I remember correctly, they were looking for a body. They stumbled upon hers. They found another person's body, but they found hers too. They were looking for somebody else. So they happened to have found her in this site. Okay. And at that time, they were checking because when they were doing the investigation, tranquilizers were found in the dryer at the Morphew home, I believe. And they, like, actual tranquilizers, to put animals to sleep. It's believed that that's what was used to sedate her and then get rid of her. Morphew initially was charged in 2021 with his wife's death, but the case was dropped in 2022 after extensive misconduct by prosecutors that resulted in the 11th Judicial District Attorney Linda Stanley from being disbarred. Okay, and I'm not making shit up. It was profiling evil, and I read those court documents here, and I shared that live in the Discord. That this is what caused this.
Linda Stanley, the district attorney for Colorado's 11th Judicial District, will be disbarred for ethical violations. That's according to a ruling by a state disciplinary board today. It's over what officials say were inappropriate comments to the media and inadequate supervision of prosecutors during the prosecution of Barry Morphew. Morphew was initially charged with the murder of his wife, Suzanne, after her disappearance on Mother's Day 2020. Barry Morphew maintained his innocence, and charges were eventually dropped in 2022. Stanley's disbarment will take place in roughly 35 days, pending a possible appeal. Governor Polis will appoint a replacement once it's final.
Yeah, this was a year ago. So yes, it again, she was disbarred over this case. There was other cases, but this case, and she was leaking information to YouTubers. And I actually pulled those court documents where all of this information was being leaked. Now, like I said, I am not against, I'm a YouTuber. I want to be in a courtroom too. I want to get all the information. I want to provide it to you guys, right? I want to be able to do that. But this case already had this part where people were doing the most. This DA leaked information to a YouTuber, and all of that was out there, and there were court documents to support that, and things were being said. Like, it's true. This did happen. Now, I don't know if that YouTuber still has those interviews up, but she was going in these interviews and saying a bunch of things that could have really cost this whole case, right? Could have really missed the mark in any kind of justice, and they could have really used that against prosecution around that time. So yeah, it was not a good thing. So that's what happened there. Now, where we're at today, you have these two YouTubers, or at least two YouTube accounts, and one of them was JLR's account. And apparently this is what happened, that she basically shut down. The judge was like, nope, we're not going to be allowing any kind of streaming or anything like that. Now, another YouTuber that I follow, I believe he's in Colorado too, they ruined it for everybody. The judge pulls the plug. This is Crime Talk. I have followed Crime Talk before I was a YouTuber as well, and I like his coverage on a lot of things. You guys should really, really check him out. His name is Scott. I can never say his last name, but he's a pretty cool guy. I don't know him personally. I know he's a practicing attorney. I believe he's based off of Colorado, but I have been following him, and I know his coverage is like outstanding. So he had some thoughts about this, because given that this case is local to him, he was probably going to cover it. Let's get into what he had to say.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. And this is why I've told people this. When you stream something from Colorado, you have to get court permission to do so. And if you don't, well, you can basically be held in contempt. So here it goes. This matter comes before the
Colorado doesn't play about things like that, just so people are aware. And I know there's some other courts like this, but they do not. And they will contact YouTube. They will do the most. Yeah. So if you're going to be streaming out of Colorado or whatever case you might have, you better make sure you got permission to do it.
court on the defendant's unopposed motion to cease unmonitored live stream of the court proceedings, which means the prosecution doesn't object. They're on board with it. This was filed back on September 19th, and the defendant's motion number 9 attempts to address violations of the Colorado statute as well as the Chief Judge Directive 2302 concerning the recording of live streamed criminal proceedings. For both reasons, motion 9 is granted. Both this case and the prior one against Barry Morphew have garnered unbelievable amounts of local, state, national, and international attention. And if you enter Mr. Morphew's name into any search engine, many thousands of results return. This is perhaps not surprising considering the explosion of interest in true crime genre within the developments of podcasts and streaming television in the last decade.
You know, it's if you've ever seen Barry Morphew talk or give interviews, I mean, it's like this guy there's something about this guy, y'all. Like, it's not screaming this poor innocent wrongfully convicted or charged, wrongfully charged man. It really isn't. There's something about Barry Morphew that's not right.
There are more than 20,000 true crime podcasts in existence and available for free podcast services like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Several podcasts have already covered this case against Mr. Morphew in some capacity, but this level of interest has also increased the level of difficulty. A court such as mine has in protecting the right to a fair trial and the safety of those involved in these sorts of cases. There have been 2 court dates in this matter since the grand jury returned an indictment against Mr. Morphew on June 18th of 2025. Both have been available to the public via the state's live streaming service. Following the September 2, 2025 status conference, it came to my attention that an individual with a YouTube channel called JLR Investigates posted a recording of the status conference, including the admonition that there shall be no recording made. JLR Investigates' unlawful recording included comments from some of the 17,000 plus people who viewed the unlawful recording.
They literally put his channel name on these court documents. They don't play. They don't play.
And then we have a footnote here. It says both the content of the screenshot of the unlawful recording and the commentary by viewers was redacted in the publicly available version of Motion 9 and will not be repeated here in the public available order to prevent further harm from this behavior. The unredacted version of the defendant's motion will remain available for appellate court review. Let's come back. Some of the commentary, including from JLR, takes issue with the constitutional requirement that the defendant is presumed innocent until proven otherwise.
Wow.
Propounds several conspiracy theories concerning this case and threatens violence against me, the judge, right? Attorneys for both sides and others included several victims.
The comments about things being shut down, people in the comments are threatening violence against people. This is not okay. This is not okay. That just because you got kicked out, you don't get to threaten violence against people. To a court? I'm just saying. Thank you, Aduko. Thank you. Appreciate you. That's crazy work, but okay.
But JLR Investigates is not the only YouTube channel that unlawfully recorded and then posted live stream hearings in this matter. Footnote number 2, the defendant's motion also discussed the conduct of other YouTube channels that similarly displayed unlawfully recorded live stream proceedings and channels that recorded others concerning behavior related to this case. I took these to be examples of the most egregious behavior that...
Nanya, I think it was the judge and other people. So defendant is presumed innocent until proven otherwise. I'm reading the document from view. Several conspiracy theories concerning this case and threatened violence against me. So this was being filed. So this is essentially what got not only the recording, but like they were looking at the comments to let people know that they were, against attorneys from both sides. People are threatening violence, including several victims as well. Like wow.
Unfolded after the September 2, 2025 hearing. Not an exhaustive list. These individuals, including JLR Investigates, will hereafter be referred to as the offending observers. The names of these additional offending observers are being excluded to prevent further traffic to their channels, thus compounding the problem that they created. Defendants accused of criminal conduct are entitled to a public trial by both the United States and Colorado constitutions. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial, specifically to the United States Constitution Sixth Amendment, Colorado Constitution.
So again, he's just reading that. And again, a lot of this is available, and I'm pretty sure I could probably pull it and put it in the Discord so people could read it. But he's just kind of going through this. I do wonder, because I kind of go back and forth on this. If it wasn't for the fact that this case already had somebody, a YouTuber, an attorney leaking the DA out of all the people, right? You're talking about a DA leak information to a YouTuber. I wouldn't necessarily have an issue. Like, I'd be like, all right, like, okay, they want to live stream it. Maybe he forgot to submit, something to the court, right? Like, that would be nice to have that be submitted. But since I just don't know how I feel about this, honestly.
Live streaming for the state of Colorado. It clearly says you cannot record it.
Yeah.
All right. We have not recorded it. I would love to live stream all of these proceedings. We've done that in many, many cases, but it's been authorized by the court. Frankly, this case should be authorized by the court.
I agree.
The only way that you make sure that there is not misinformation is that you let the facts from the court come out so that everybody can see what's taking place and what doesn't take place.
I agree with this. It's like, you don't want people making up stuff, but then you also want people to respect the court orders, right? Again, if this wasn't a case where we've already had this incident, it would be different, but this already happened. And people aren't talking about that. They're not talking about how this happened with Linda Stanley and Profiling Evil. People don't want to talk about that because and no shade, but like, it needs to be public, right? That this is somebody who this is a case that we have to be very careful with, because people have already tried to F it up one way or another.
Now, this goes out here to this JLR investigates. I've seen a couple of his videos. Seems like a decent guy. I think he got over his skis on this particular case. But he basically, let's face it, he's ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
And then all the people that would threaten people. We talked about that. We are free speech advocates, but you can't make threats to individuals. That's against the law. All right. And so these knuckleheads have now ruined it for everybody. At least it was live stream. We could watch it and take view. Now the only people that can do it are credentialed media, right? The Denver Post, the ABC, NBC, CNNs. They can watch via WebEx, which is a separate than the live streaming, and they have to have their faces on, and it can't be recorded. And obviously, if they do, then they can face contempt cases here.
Can you believe that, though? Like, why don't they have somebody in the courtroom and just kind of like you would have on a court TV or a law and crime type of situation? I mean, why isn't this live stream? I kind of have to wonder about this.
A couple of takeaways. One, as JLR investigates, and I'm nothing personally against the guy, but let's face it, he ruined it for everybody. All right. And all the people that threatened the attorneys, the defendants, and everything.
Why would you threaten attorneys and defendants? Like, that's crazy work. Wim says, I'm old here already. Shout out to Wim. Shout out to Wim. Thank you, Wimmy. Thank you, member, for 35 months. Y'all respect the old, wonderful, older supporters. Shout out to Wimmy. Thank you, Wim. The guy's very disrespectful, in my opinion. There you go. I'm sorry, but people like that are giving YouTubers a bad name and ruining it for everybody. I mean, there's a way to do it. You know what I mean? There's a way to do it. Yes, thank you. Not old, seasoned. Shout out to the seasoned supporters. I like that. I like the seasoned supporters. I like that. I'm going to use that. Yes, and 35 is not old. It's seasoned. It's very much experienced.
Everybody else in this particular case, the judge. What a nut. Who's going to, I mean, seriously, that goes completely against everything the American system is made for. And frankly, I wish the judge did have the resources and had the time and could go after all of the people that made threats to the participants in this case. Completely uncalled for.
Agree.
Unbelievable. The other thing the judge is worried about, because people go off on these conspiracy theories thinking they have some inside track. That's why we like to keep it with the facts, right? We stick to the facts, we stick to the analysis of what we know, and the facts may change and the analysis may change. That's called being intellectually honest. All right. But some of these people.
Okay. So again, check out Crime Talk. Really amazing. Like I said, he's one of the first creators that I started when I was watching a lot of true crime. He was one of them. Really, really like him. He's been around for quite some time. Wimmy, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Thank you, my love. Thank you. You are amazing. Thank you. If you guys have been gifted by Wim or James, make sure you guys are putting some hearts in the chat, please, and thank you. Okay, so y'all let me know what you guys think. And yes, please don't be threatening people. Like, that is crazy work, but people will do what that's why you got to set those boundaries right away. You know what I mean? Like, Please don't harass. Please don't stalk. Please don't message. Please don't go out and bully people. Don't do that. But that comes from the creator. You have to be able to set the tone for that. If you're not setting the tone for that, then people are going to do whatever the hell they want to do. And they're going to feel ballsy, if that makes sense. So yeah, like just how it goes, unfortunately. You said it's not seasoned, it's marinated. I don't know how. Wim, Sweetly Morbid said you're not seasoned, you're marinated. Whatever. I still got to go get a Halloween costume. Well, I don't know. I might be doing some just face makeup since I only show my face for the most part. And then I got to get another Halloween costume for the other child. We're not even done yet. I feel like this week has gone by pretty fast. But anyways, and Nebby, oh my God, Nebby, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Yo, we got a lot of gifters today. Thank you guys. Thank you. Make sure you guys are putting hearts in the chat if you've been gifted. Thank you. Come on, Rabbit, what are you going to be? I am going to be me. I'm scary enough. Yes, I am. Okay. Wrap yourself up in foil and go as a leftover. There you go. A leftover Chipotle. That's what I'm going to be. Leftover Chipotle. Okay, guys. Okay. Shout out to everybody in the chat. All right, so we're gonna get into some serious stuff here. You guys know that we've been following the Jacqueline Mimi Torres case, the 12-year-old child that was killed and her body was placed in a container in an abandoned home. They did a body cam footage of they released a bunch of information. So we're going to get into that right now. I gave you the biggest trigger warning because this is a very sad situation. I've watched a little bit, but not a lot. I don't know what it is about this mom. And I don't listen, I'm not going to be keeping it cute with this mom. Y'all know how I feel about this. Every time I see her, she never has a shirt that fits. I'm sorry. When she was arrested, she went to court with a crop top. She opens the door with it. Now I know she's at home and everything. I get it. But the lady's arrested with the crop top. She's at the jail in front of the court with the crop top. Do we not have any shirts that fit? I don't have to keep an ice with her because I do not like her. Okay. So we're going to get into it. All right. So yeah, I'm about to get a little spicy here because this is a case that really just makes me upset. So apparently this is the body cam footage that officers went to the home. And they believe that Mimi was hidden. Her body was hidden. She was already gone by this time. Look at the way in which they act, the way they interact with officers. Yeah, this is crazy. Let's get into it.
Is anyone else home with you?
Just the babies and my boyfriend. Well, we came from the Britain. It's better over there because we don't have no complaints at all.
For the first time, you're seeing police body camera footage. In the night, officers showed up at mom Carla Garcia's apartment, responding to a noise complaint, unaware that her daughter, 12-year-old Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia, was likely already dead inside that very home.
Isn't that crazy to know? That would mess with my head if I was an officer responding to any of that. Now, we're going to get right into... this is going to make me mad, but that's okay. We're going to get right into it. Okay, let's go. I'm going to try to shout out to Jesse Stewart, Law and Crime. Let's go.
12-year-old Jacqueline was starved, zip-tied as punishment, and left to die inside her family's home in Farmington, Connecticut. Allegedly, it was at the hands of her mom's boyfriend, and her aunt. Jacqueline's body was then allegedly hidden for months in the basement of the home. The smell was so bad, investigators say, the adults started staying in hotels before Jacqueline's body was moved in a storage bin lined with trash bags, sheets, and even a white powder to mask the odor. Neighbors told police they often heard arguing, screams, and banging coming from the apartment, even calling 911 on more than one occasion. One neighbor said they heard a woman threaten to, quote, break someone's neck.
Y'all see that? So when this woman is out here upset, blaming this person and that person, no, my friend, look at this.
Other reported a scream, something heavy falling, and Carla yelling, stop. And now we're seeing what happened in one instance when officers actually showed up. Farmington police have released body camera footage from December 29th, 2024, just months after investigators believe that Jacqueline was killed.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
We had a call. There's a lot of noise coming from your apartment.
They're always called.
Okay.
Everything's good though.
Everyone's all right?
Yes.
Is anyone else?
Why? Look at her. They're always called. She said that she was being threatened, that she felt like she was scared. This would have been a perfect opportunity to say, my ex or my boyfriend, who she was living with, who was the one that essentially got rid of the body. He was doing this to me. He was doing that to me. Not once did she speak out.
What's wrong with you?
Just the babies and my boyfriend.
Okay. Is your boyfriend here?
Yeah.
Can I speak with him?
Yeah. Babe! Babe! They just want to make sure everything's okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just pregnant. Just moved, you know.
There you
The
go.
officers seemed calm, even friendly.
When was this? She was pregnant. I'm just pregnant. When was this?
Chatting with Carla and her boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita.
Yeah, my wife's pregnant, so she just be having mood swings. And I be trying to calm her down.
Okay. Things happen.
I'm at the end, so it's difficult.
All right. Well, I haven't met you guys real quick. I'm just going to write your names down, say I spoke with you, and get out of here, okay?
Okay.
Police left that night, wishing them a Merry Christmas, never realizing the 12-year-old girl who once lived there was reportedly already gone. In putting this story together, I put Carla Garcia's name into truthfinder.com. So much about this suspect was done out of sight, behind closed doors. Her victim, her own daughter, allegedly, fell through the cracks in the worst of ways. I mean, she went unnoticed for months before her body was found behind that home in New Britain, Connecticut. When
She was covering for that guy. This is her. Now, I don't know if she was pregnant here again. And I'm sorry. I'm not going to keep it cute for somebody like this. I'm not. I don't care. I don't expect you guys to keep it cute either because I don't care.
Looked up Carla Garcia. I saw on truthfinder.com that address where we see officers respond in December of last year, not knowing that Jacqueline's body very well may be inside that house. Now, our partner Truthfinder is a powerful public records search service that we use to do research here at Law and Crime. You can plug in a name, you get address information, criminal history, and it can give you some peace of mind if there's someone who you need to look up. It's one of the largest public records search services in the US, and with the paid subscription service, you get access to unlimited reports of almost anyone, including looking up registered sex offenders in your area, which is very important. So stay informed, stay safe, check public records with Truthfinder now at truthfinder.com/OT.
Okay, Truthfinders, let's go. Let's keep going. Sorry, y'all. I don't know why it delayed when I was trying to go here.
Unsealed warrant. Carla Garcia later admitted that when police knocked on her door that night, Jacqueline had been missing for weeks, but she didn't mention it. She didn't report it. For years, police say 12-year-old Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia did live a quiet, ordinary life in New Britain. Then one day, she was just gone. No missing poster, no Amber Alert, just silence. It was August 26th, 2024, when Garcia suddenly withdrew her daughter from school, telling staff that Jacqueline was going to be homeschooled, and no one outside that home would ever see Jacqueline alive again. Months later, on October 8th, 2025, an anonymous 911 call changed everything. It was a tip about suspicious activity behind an abandoned home on East Street in New Britain. It led police to a tote sealed shut. And inside that tote were the remains of 12-year-old Jacqueline Torres Garcia.
They literally left her there. Yes, this is for the person that asked, was it Evil Queen? Evil Queen, I think you were the one that asked if this was the same case with the father, who apparently filed. Her father filed for custody. He filed and then didn't show up to court 3 times. And now, and this is why I don't feel, I'm sorry. Like, people are like, well, we can't really blame the dad. He didn't know. No, he had opportunities. He didn't show up to court. That's why they gave the mother custody of Mimi Torres. That's what happened. He didn't show, he had 3 opportunities to show up to court and he decided not to. So for him to say, coming up here, I didn't know. No. 3 times that he did not show up to court. So what is a judge supposed to do? Okay, well, I'm going to give the custody to the mother. Go from there. He knew what was up. He knew what was going on. But like somebody said a couple weeks ago, well, he had another family. He had to tend to that. Okay, so then what's going on? People just forgot about her. You go a year without seeing this child. He said he saw her on her birthday. Everybody assumed was this year. It was last year that he last saw her. He didn't see her anymore. Crazy. It takes 2 to parent, guys. It really does. Like, and I get it. Some people are absent. They just leave. I get it. Some people have to take it upon themselves. But for 3 different opportunities, if he filed because he wanted custody, why didn't he show up to court?
At that moment, the mystery of the missing girl that no one knew was missing became a murder investigation. Within days, police arrested 3 people: Jacqueline's mom, Carla Garcia, her mom's boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita, and her aunt, Carla's sister, Jacqueline Garcia. But the heartbreak didn't stop there. Records show that the Department of Children and Families had been in and out of this family's life for years, even conducting a video check-in earlier this year. That is months after investigators say Jacqueline was already gone.
So I could speak a little to that because I told you guys in another video, I said, when COVID happened, so every state is a little bit different, right? If you're having an investigation or whatever, you have to see the child without the presence of the caregiver. But because when COVID happened, people had to essentially do it virtually. They really dropped the ball here, and it's not COVID anymore. Like, people are, it's out there, whatever it may be, however you guys feel about COVID. But back then it was a thing where you had to do it virtually and you couldn't go to properties. Now there's a lot more leniency. People are out in the field. They're in, offices. So there should have been no excuse as to why the worker couldn't have gone to go see this child. A virtual visit doesn't do it unless this child was out of state. But what mom did is that she had another child act like Mimi Torres so that she could trick the worker. Crazy.
So how did a little girl vanish in plain sight under the watch of a family and the system itself? What really happened inside that home in those final moments? The arrest warrant for Carla Garcia reveals a story that appears to change under police questioning, even culminating in admissions of her direct role in the alleged abuse and neglect that led to her daughter's death. When first confronted by police, this was on October 9th, Garcia claimed her daughter was fine. According to the affidavit, quote, Garcia originally told New Britain detectives that her daughter was fine and visiting a friend. Garcia told authorities her children were supposed to be at a cousin's home on Dwight Street in New Britain.
Yes.
All of them. But when police visited that house, they couldn't account for one child, Jacqueline.
See, yes. So she's the oldest. I believe she was the first child, and she was born in prison or jail. Okay. So my understanding of the history goes that mom gave birth in jail, and paternal family, bio dad's family, basically stepped up and helped out because both parents were in jail at the time. Yes. So for the first couple formative years, she was not around. She just wasn't.
They say that Garcia appeared surprised upon hearing this. According to the affidavit, quote, Garcia acted surprised, repeatedly asking, what do you mean? She said all her kids were supposed to be at Dwight Street and confirmed they were there when she left. When asked if Jacqueline could have been with a friend or dropped off elsewhere, Garcia said no. And apparently the children weren't even at the cousin's home. The detective informs Garcia that he was told her kids were actually with her sister on Kelsey Street, but Jacqueline was still missing. Garcia again acted surprised. It was at that point that the detective introduced the discovery of the tote, along with the fact that no one had seen Jacqueline at that point in over a year. Garcia's story then began to shift. Police say she first denied knowing anything about the tote, but then pointed the finger at her ex-boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita. This is according to the affidavit, quote, when Detective Mordasiewicz asked what happened, Garcia initially denied knowing, but then said it had been Jonathan Nanita. She said she had been afraid to tell the police because she feared Nanita would kill her or her children. She claimed the last time she saw Jacqueline was 8 months earlier in their Farmington home. So that would have been around February of this year. She alleged that Nanita did not like Jacqueline because she was making Garcia depressed, and that Jacqueline didn't like that Garcia was pregnant with another child. Then Garcia presented a detailed, violent account of her daughter's death that she says started when Jacqueline, the little girl, just 12 years old, by the way.
I'm pretty sure somebody took care of him while he was hanging out, in that little prison or jail. And I'm glad he got the hands. Somebody took care of him.
Put hands on her, the mom. Police say she told them in October of 2024 she was arguing with Jacqueline on the stairs when, quote, Jacqueline threw her down a flight of stairs. Garcia explained that she was 6 months pregnant at the time. Garcia claimed that after Jacqueline pushed her, Nanita became enraged and attacked Jacqueline. The affidavit reads, quote, Garcia stated Jacqueline was bleeding a little and she was still moving. Garcia stated Nanita proceeded to pick up Jacqueline and throw her down the second set of stairs leading to the basement.
And they had siblings. There was kids around this situation. Oh, this makes me so mad. This is, I hate this. I hate it. Yes, Fox Design, he got the brick too in jail. He definitely deserved a brick in there. But it's like all of these adults, the aunt who this child was named after, she knew what was going on. She was sent pictures. These people were complicit, right? I just can't believe it, man. This woman who, well, I was afraid she had like 3 other children, right? It's anyways.
She told police that Nanita later told her, quote, he had put Jacqueline in a bag and put S-word on her. Garcia insisted she was not involved and that she never reported it because she was afraid of Nanita. So that's one story Garcia told detectives.
That's the aunt.
On October 9th, detectives conducted a follow-up interview with Garcia after receiving preliminary findings from the chief medical examiner. It turns out the autopsy didn't find any obvious signs of recent trauma, but it did note severe and prolonged malnourishment. This directly contradicted Garcia's story of a violent, bloody death on the stairs. Confronted with this, police say Garcia began to change her story. She repeated the tale of being pushed down the stairs, but now claimed that when Nanita stomped on Jacqueline's head, there was, quote, no blood at this time, and that she was still moving after. She maintained—
I cannot, man. I swear. I just want to get the hands on this lady. Let me stop because I have to stop right there because it triggers me so much. This is the actual body cam footage when they went to go visit. This was released, I believe, yesterday. I wanted to play this. Check out Law and Crime if you want the full. It's just the details. It's just like, it's too much. Let's see. Can we get right to the arrival spot? Let's go. Think there's any sound? Here we go. Yeah, all of them need to be put in jail. I can't, man. I wonder if the neighbors heard anything or if there's anybody next door.
Yeah.
Not answering.
Yeah.
Well, the homeschool piece, you shouldn't be allowed to homeschool if there should be some laws and regulations over homeschooling. They keep knocking, they're not opening. What's going on?
Is that this one though?
I don't know if that's 134 or 135. That might just be 134.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
We got a call. There's a lot of noise coming from your apartment.
They're always talking.
Okay.
Everything's good though.
Everyone's all right?
Yes.
Is anyone else home with you?
Just the babies and my boyfriend.
Okay. Is your boyfriend here?
Yeah.
Can I speak with him?
Yeah. Babe! Babe!
Can you
I
imagine?
just want to make sure everything's okay.
The kids are there running around too.
Yeah, I'm just pregnant. Just moods, you know.
All right.
He doesn't get it.
Hello?
He's fine now.
Oh, okay. Mind if I come in some while and heat up?
Huh?
You mind if I come in some while and heat up? Hey, how's it going? Good. We just got a call. There's a lot of noises and stuff like that. Everyone's okay?
Yeah, it's, my wife's pregnant, so she just be having mood swings. And
Okay.
I'll be trying to calm her down.
Okay. Things happen.
I'm at the end, so it's difficult.
All right. Well, I haven't met you guys real quick. I'm just going to write your names down, say I spoke with you, and get out of here.
Oh,
Okay?
hell
Okay.
no.
Say hi, baby.
Everything's okay. It's okay. How old are you?
Say 3.
3? One more? There you go. Just one more, okay. What's your name?
Carla. Bodycam.
K.
RLA.
And Carla's last name?
Garcia.
And your birthday, Carla.
6196.
And sir, what's your name?
Jonathan.
J-O.
J-O-N is what I'm named. J-O-N-A-T-A-N.
And Jonathan's last name?
Nanita. N-A-N-I-T-A.
And your birthday?
9/29, 1995.
Can you imagine being this officer and then looking back at this and saying, oh shit, that was probably a deceased baby, child, a 12-year-old in this house while I was doing this call? Can you imagine that? This woman could have spoken out then, didn't. Evil as hell, man. Evil as hell. And then she's still making children.
Okay. How long you guys been staying here?
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Things are good?
Yeah.
Sometimes the walls are,
What's the difference?
Walls
Yeah,
are
we
crazy
always get
sometimes.
complaints. They've been big complaints since we first moved here. So.
Okay, so
So they believe the last time so when they did the press conference, they said the last time she was live, they believe she was live was in the fall of 2024. This is December 29th, 2024. She was already, if they believe that was last time she was alive in the fall, this is now December, this body cam footage, she was already dead. She was gone.
the first
Plan on moving.
Okay.
We're actually moving.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because of that.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, sometimes with apartments, you really can't choose your neighbors, right? So if someone is living one way, someone lives another way, and sometimes it just clashes. So just give me a minute, okay? All right. Let's hang on real quick. What's your name? For what, your names?
Good. Have you had a problem with any neighbors or anything like that? It's just like nice.
First one, last name Garcia, comment spelling, first name Carla, K-A-R-L-A, 6196. Last name Nanita, N-A-N-I-T-A, first name Jonathan, comment spelling.
Is this your
9/29/95.
Wait, I have a son. Son's upstairs. Like, he's on 1. Oh, he just turned 2. I'm sorry.
Keep you guys busy.
Oh, yeah.
You guys got a place you're going to?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. You really got
It's better. Well, we came from the Britain. It's better over there because we don't have no complaints at all.
Yeah, it's a little bit different area. People are a little less likely to want to call for some noise, stuff like that.
All right.
Have a good night, we're out of here.
All right.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate
Bye.
it.
You guys have a good New Year.
Sorry, yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem at all.
Happy holidays.
All right. Same to you guys. Thanks.
You guys like, all right.
You as well. Don't worry about it, it's all good.
Wow.
Take care.
Damn. This would be haunting me for the rest of my life. Maybe this is why I did tell you guys that I very close to becoming a police officer and did not do it. That would have haunted me for the rest of my life, knowing that there would have been a child that died in this house. And here I am going to go do a welfare call. That would have really messed with my mind. I think I would have lost my shit. I don't know how these officers do it. Anyways, I'm glad that the truth is being exposed. This is why we need to do more for kids that are being homeschooled or sudden in disenrollment, CPS. A lot of people need to be held accountable, not just those that hurt this child, but those that failed this child, in my opinion, need to be held accountable. Yeah, they should be. And we keep talking about it. We talk about it in every case. This needs to happen. This needs to happen. And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's a huge system and a lot of people in it. And it gets scarier for me every time I see things like this. I don't know. I hate that I have to leave you guys like this. I do apologize, but we told you we have to cover this. I really do appreciate everybody being here. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Thank you for those that supported the channel today. I'm gonna head out because I gotta go tend to baby money. I got a lot of stuff to do, and tomorrow's Halloween. Like, I didn't even realize that. And apparently, StreamYard is offering Halloween themed banners. Ad. What is this? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Look at this is all like part of see, I don't be messing with this stuff too much. Trick or treat, skeleton. Okay, that's cute. All right. I don't know if I like these overlays. It's a little too much. Anyways, I will see you guys maybe later on tonight. Yes, wood chipper. I saw that there's some other stuff happening with David, so I'm going to look into that a little bit more and see what's going on. But you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments about everything that we covered. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. Hit the like button. Bye, guys.